Happy holidays, Warrior. And as we go into 2024, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. May it be your best year ever. So as you may know, I worked as a hypnotherapist for a really long time, and I didn't work as a traditional hypnotherapist. So what I want to talk about today is, as we go into 2024, let's talk about spiritual surgery. And I'm going to get to it in a minute. I'm going to talk fast so that I can keep this short for you. Spiritual surgery. Let's go back to the hypnotherapist thing for a minute. So as a hypnotherapist, and I did that work for a long time, I wasn't your traditional hypnotherapist. Like, people didn't come to me for quitting smoking. I maybe did like 3 of those. I did not love it. Quitting for a number of reasons, and I'll get to why. Like quitting smoking or quitting nail biting or some sort of habit. And often people go to what someone's called a suggestion hypnosis therapist. That's generally what people advertise, and what a lot of practitioners are doing is suggestion hypnosis. And what suggestion hypnosis is, it's like that old, and it's not old, people still do it. You create a meditation for their client. So then they used to give them the CDs back then with the recording, so they can listen to it over and over again and continue doing the work at home. So what the suggestion hypnosis does is it gets to the subconscious mind and suggests a new belief around the habit and the old belief that's creating the habit. So why I didn't love it, and now I'm going to get to like why I kind of think it's awesome now, but in the past, why I didn't love it, I personally didn't think it was powerful enough. I was really interested in what was running the belief. I wanted, and that's really important work too. So if you have a core belief that you're not good enough, that just didn't happen and didn't appear overnight. There were things that led up to that belief. And I was interested in like doing, and I still am doing very deep soul work with people to get really into that soul level. And if I'm honest, especially in the beginning, I didn't put a lot of importance on the mind. I do now, like the thinking, like I would, as a practitioner, I would look at the beliefs, and the beliefs would help me track where to go, right? And now there is a thing called habit, the habit of beliefs, the habit of like, we are often in a very much a habitual pattern, even deep within ourselves, which leads me to where I am working in today. Yes, still on that soul level, but I'm really interested in the subconscious mind, like more and more and more. It is fascinating me because I started doing like a self-experiment. So I have a belief that it's been with me forever. And if you have this, if you've done work on yourself, which I know you have because you're a spiritual warrior, you wouldn't be watching me or listening to me. If you've ever said to yourself, why is this back? I've done work on this. And you can get disappointed or feel judgmental, maybe to the last practitioner you worked with, or even to yourself, or you get impatient. This is what we're here to do. I have those things too. And you know what? Every time it happens, there are layers, especially with a lot of the deep things, there are layers. And sometimes a pattern can go away through a couple of sessions and never come back. And then sometimes it just takes more layers and layers and layers. And if you have that experience, just be so kind with yourself. Like, all right, here it is again. All right. Because every time you address it, clear it, heal it, look at it, you build more power. You build more power, because if it's still coming up, there's a little bit of power loss in there. Okay. So, with this, I've been really interested in, and so I had this belief, and the reason I was saying all that is because for so long, I'm like, oh my gosh, why won't this go away? Like I've done the soul retrievals, I've done the power retrievals, I've done the ancestral healing, I've cleared curses, I've done this stuff. I've done affirmations, I've listened to meditations, I've done it all. But what I didn't do, it shifted, but like not real. Like it did, yes, but it's basically her. I'll tell you what it is. It's around money. I grew up like really poor. Like I grew up in a trailer. My dad, when he died, he was working in a slaughterhouse. He didn't die at the slaughterhouse, but this just gives you, like, we were in the middle of no fucking where, Ohio, like literally nowhere. No money. The lights would get turned off. And then even with the other people who raised me after I lost my parents, we didn't have any money either. It was like constant. Like I used to wear like the same 3 pair of underwear for like ever. And my grandmother was very wealthy. So I had a lot of like, and she was like the golden queen on her throne and wouldn't help anybody out. That was the story I was in. So I had all these like conflicting stories around money. And what I was like, I could have $100,000, $100 million in the bank, and I would still feel anxious. I don't have that feeling anymore, but it was like, anyway, so it was around money. I had blocks and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, why isn't this shifting? So this past year, and my outsides weren't matching my insides. Like it didn't add up. My perspective and my beliefs didn't add up. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to really look at this on a subconscious level. Like that's where I'm going, even though I've done it before, but I don't think I really did it. And I've really been working there and it's working. Like I haven't had anxiety around money in I don't even know how long. The amount of peace that I've cultivated through working and reprogramming my mind and really being serious about it and not just using flippant. I was using them flippantly, affirmations. And I have done all of this work, like a lot of clearing around ancestral lines, but there was something that was just holding on. And one of the reasons it was holding on is because it was held onto the belief that I didn't deserve it. Old stuff, like really, really old. So I've been really working there. And it's changing and it's shifting. And I recently did, so I'm like, I am on. Like I am so excited to do like more and more of this work. So I did a workshop before Christmas, and so bringing people into the theta state, and we started working with reprogramming the mind. It was amazing. That workshop was one of my favorite workshops that I have ever done. And the feedback, we had a small group, but small but powerful. Like 25 people, and it was so good. And the feedback that I received from that, like I'm getting like chills on how great it was. Like I can't wait to do another one. It was so good. It was so good. So this is where a lot of my work is going to go, is getting people, supporting people in the theta state, which is that relaxed state of mind, getting you there so that we can reprogram your mind amongst a lot of other things. So the brain, if you think about it, is like a computer, and around 6 or 7 is when the subconscious mind starts to get programmed. You're not good enough. Money is scarce. I can't even think of any. There's so many, right? Like, you're going to go to hell if you do this, or you should be scared of this. You should be scared of that. You're not okay. You're not pretty. Like it's like, so the outside is feeding the inside. And then that young mind starts at 6 and 7, it starts really, they start programming in, and that's when it starts feeding your conscious mind and we start creating our reality. And then we cut to adulthood, and here we are. Right. Some of us, we work through it and we shift it, like, this doesn't work for us. And we're actively like, and then there, don't create that reality anymore. And then some get in there. So here's what I'd like to do as I wrap up this video, is that I want to invite you going into 2024 is to really get real. No judgment, no blame, no exasperation, no victim, like warrior style, powerful. What are the beliefs that you currently have that are there, that are programming your subconscious mind and affecting your reality in any way? And it may not even be affecting your reality yet. Like it might be a fear you have that just sits there and like you comes into your dreams or pops in here and there, but yet it hasn't manifested into your reality yet. But here's the thing, and not to scare you or maybe to scare you, if not taken care of, you do not want that belief to eventually catch up with your reality. And let's say you do have a belief like, I don't get to create good relationships, and you are in a relationship that's not good for you. That's a belief somewhere along the line. So there might be something that you are actually creating with your reality, or maybe you're not getting paid your worth, whatever it is. Get honest with yourself. What is it going into 2024, and pick one major one. Like you can write all them down, but then pick one at a time to work with and really, really work with. And I'm talking, you're not angry, you're neutral every day. It could be every day. You're like, I don't deserve to have money. Release it into the sun, into the earth, into a piece of paper by writing it. And then imagine what it is that you are reprogramming into your mind and doing it every day. It's like, oh, this is what's going in. This is what's going in. I am worthy of being a millionaire. I am a conscious millionaire. I manifest money easily. And these are all affirmations. Pick your own. But I'm talking not just to flippantly say them. It's like they're getting in there. And I like to think of the subconscious as like, here's the conscious and here's the subconscious, like above water, below water, right? And the subconscious is often what's the word I'm looking for? Thought of as water, right? So think of it as like above water, below water, and you're below the water and you keep feeding what it is that you want. So eventually it feeds up so that you can grow what's going on in above water. And make it like fun, make it your mission of make it like, and start to play with it. Like, it's been like a month since I started. Like I would give it yourself at least 30 days to work on that one belief. And just without attachment, without expectation, without frustration, just like super fun playing with it and then see what shifted. If it's a fear, maybe you're like, wait, I haven't been scared of that in like, I haven't thought of that in like 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? Like it will happen slowly, but not slowly. It'll happen subtly, but not subtly. And that is when you know healing is working. You know it's working when all of a sudden you're like, wait, I haven't thought about that in a few days. Or, you know what? I responded completely differently to that situation than I would have in the past. It happens in these really powerful but subtle ways. So that is, I'm going to put you on a stretch for 2024. You're going to write out your beliefs and you're going to pick one to reprogram for the next 30 days. And you're going to do it with patience and love and playfulness. Because as we go into 2024, the debris of fear that's going to be hitting the world is going to get huge. And just let me say this really quickly. It's fear. There's going to be a lot of fear being floated around out there. So this is why we get to become as strong and centered and grounded in the beliefs that work for us as possible. Because what's going on here, we don't want to allow to, and I'm not trying to scare you, but it's going to be an intense year, but it's going to be a necessary year. So the stronger necessary meaning it's necessary for where we're going, and we're headed toward amazing things. I do believe that. So the stronger we are in here and the more empowered, the easier it'll be. And you get to create your timelines. You get to create your reality. As a warrior, I want you to really hear that. If there's a part of your life that is not working the way that you want it to work, you can change it. Work with it. Be patient and be mindful and work with it. All right. I'm so excited to see where 2024 takes all of us. And I'll be right here along your side, and we'll be doing spiritual warrior work. And I am committed beyond belief to supporting you, supporting our community as we grow to becoming strong, empowered, abundant, free leaders as we go into 2024. All right, my name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.